Alright everyone, today's episode is brought to you by Mogwai-CBD, leaders in organic CBD. All my listeners can now get 10% off all CBD products at www.mogwai-cbd.com. That's MOGWAI-CBD.com. Alternatively, you can go across to the Instagram page, Mogwai_CBD, and just follow the link there to the website. Now, if you use discount code NOWTHEN10, that's NOWTHEN10, NOWTHEN10, you can get 10% off all products there. Now, let's get to the pod. Is your granddad still wearing VR headsets and making headlines in the Echo, lad?
Did you know that was my granddad?
Well, I done some digging. Is it your granddad?
Yeah.
I seen it, and I was like, Granddad makes like fucking the Echo's headline and all that, and I was like, is it his granddad though? And I was like scrolling through your Facebook and then looking at you, is it your brother's, Oliver, is it?
Yeah,
I was looking at his and I was like, it's definitely his granddad.
You caught me out there.
I love doing shit like that, lad. I love finding, like, when I say dirt, it's not fucking dirt because it's funny, but I just love finding something from like in the woodwork and just bringing it up.
Boom.
Blew up.
It blew up. That was on our
What
kids. Happened? It was my cousin's birthday, Callum.
Yeah.
It was his like 30th birthday, and we all went round, and they just got one of them VR sets, and we put my granddad on the roller coaster, and then have you seen the video? And then, well, that happened.
He's being embraced by two people. Like
That's the best one at the end where they go.
It's hysterical. I was watching her on the couch last night. I had my headphones in, and I was just pissing myself. She's like, "You all right?" I was like, "You need to fucking watch this."
It just went like massive straight away. The lad
crazy.
Bible were messing me brother
Really?
as well. Yeah, we want to buy this off you and all that.
It's fucking boss, and that VR is deadly. Like, you watch all these videos. Have you seen the one of Ronnie O'Sullivan, the snooker player?
No, I've not seen. Is he on? Can you watch him or is he got one on?
So he's like at this. It's like a demo at this fucking production company or something, and he's got it on, and it's like a snooker game. So he goes to lean on the table,
just falls off,
and just like goes to lean and just
yeah.
goes, "Fuck off, it's a deck."
I've got one, and like it's you do the boxing and all that. I was fucking shitting myself.
Getting
It's like
sparked.
that, just fuck off. I'm like that, taking it off.
You know what? I've not used a proper one. My daughter's got one where you can slide your phone in. It's not the best, but I still shit myself, lad, when like she's doing like the fucking roller coaster, the dinosaur ones. I don't fucking shit myself.
That roller coaster, the one with my granddad, he's like, it's like you look around as well, so you're looking around. It's like a proper theme, but it's a real roller coaster as well. I think it's in America or something like that. But yeah, it's horrible.
I still can't believe that.
Going on there pissed is the worst.
You have to do it, lad. I'll have to have a go. That's funny, that. So, Josh, I want to talk about your new single.
Yeah.
When We're Together. So, when's it due to be released?
12th of March, but it's available to pre-sale.
Yeah.
Pre-save, sorry, now.
Yeah.
That's on all
platforms,
on all platforms, yeah.
Sound happy days.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it got dropped on the radio last night, didn't it?
It did on In-Demand radio. But me being the knobhead that I am, I was like tagging the wrong radio station.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So everyone was like, what the fuck's going on
You
here?
tagged KCC Live, didn't you?
Yeah, and
so,
it was
In-Demand
radio.
Yeah, so I put KCC on last night thinking, I want to hear the first drop of it, like, and it was this like fella doing pure like club tunes and like heavy songs, and I was like, how's he going to drop this fucking guitar song into this?
That's what I was thinking.
And I was like, this is mad, this. And then I seen, I think it was your Ollie or whatever, if you call him Ollie. He put it up like on In-Demand. And
did he? I didn't even see it.
Yeah, he put it up saying
did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
And I was like, yeah, we'll listen to it. And I was like, wrong radio station. I was looking sat there like a dickhead for 20 minutes.
So I was like, all my mates putting in the group chat. I feel like I'm back at fucking Greenfield here. The fucking slam tent or something.
Taking Gaddies and everything in the living room waiting for your song. So, what's the inspiration behind the song?
Well, I've spoke about the inspiration quite a lot. And there's not like one certain thing.
You can't put your finger on one thing.
Yeah, but like when I listen to the lyrics back, well, I'm absolutely sick of them now. But when I listen to the song back and stuff like that, I like picture about being with a certain person or with me guitar. Yeah. Like when we're together, that feeling lasts
like
forever.
Being happy.
Yeah, and that sort of doesn't go away when you're in that situation, whether it's with a person or with a guitar or even in a place. Do you know what I mean?
No, it makes sense 100% because like not being cliche, but it's that sort of euphoric feeling in it. Like I get an absolute buzz from doing the podcast now when I'm sort of prepping or I'm recording. And I started stand-up comedy last year, and it's the same when I'm on stage, like just the adrenaline buzz. And I'm like, I just want to stay there.
It doesn't want it to last. Yeah.
That's sound, that.
How's the comedy going?
It's not at the minute.
Well, at the minute.
Yeah, well, I chose a mad time to get into it. I decided to get into it in
the wrong time.
Lockdown, but I was in the house and I was like, I need something. And I thought about it for a few years, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get up and do it.
That's the best thing you can do. Like, you
just chase it.
We'll probably get to it, but when I first started doing music, I just do open mic nights, and I'd play the same songs on every one, and like I was like, no, like I know I've got so much more to give than what I'm giving.
And when you're playing the same songs, are you doing covers or are you doing originals?
Yeah, covers.
Yeah, and you do some really good covers, but as you said, when you're sort of artistic, you want to get your stuff out there as well.
Yeah, exactly, because I feel like, especially with like the way I am anyway, I like to express myself a lot, like whether that's like just having like a talking to someone, like that conversation needs to happen, or in an emotional way, like you know, I think some, especially men now, they find it hard to excuse me, express themselves.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So I think it's good in a way that I've like got me music to do that as well.
Your music, and you can get it out there.
Yeah.
So what genre would you put yourself in? Because I was listening to the song, and obviously that's your first single that's coming out, and I'm no music expert, but like the guitar riff at the start, I was getting like pure country or blues version, like country. And it's boss.
Yeah, like, well, I was in the studio with Jose Ibanez, producer that I've been working with, and we were talking about it, and we were listening to like loads of songs beforehand and stuff like that all throughout the day, and then he just done some mad thing on the guitar, and I was like, that's it, that is it. What I think in my head, that song of like, obviously I only ever play acoustic, don't really play with a band behind me, so when I've got different musicians doing different things, it's amazing, because that's coming together, that's like, it's happening, you know what I mean? I was like, this is happening, this.
And it's like, as I say, I don't have a musical background, but like when I watch sort of, I'm going to throw Jamie Webster's name in, like at the Par Street Studios, and there's multiple musicians there, and you're watching how it's sort of put together. I imagine the feeling of sitting there and listening to that going, like, that's the one, I don't know if you've seen it, it's Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, Sound City. So,
not seen it.
I don't know if you're a Foo Fighters fan or not, but Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters recorded a full album using old analog, not digital. He wanted to go back to the old school style
of recording.
Right, a full album recording, no digital at all, just all analog. And there's a video on YouTube called, I think it's called Sound City, I think it's called, and it's how they make the whole song. And they've got Corey Taylor from Slipknot as the vocals,
really,
and then like Dave Grohl's playing certain instruments, and he pulls the guitarist in, and they just build the song. And the song's amazing anyway, but just watching the process, and like, you see him like trying different things, and then he's like, that's the fucking one. And
well, that's why I'm so proud of it, because at first I went to a recording studio in West Derby, called Scratch Studios, and like they were boss. I had, you know, it taught me loads, but I come out today and it wasn't anything to do with the production side of stuff. It was more, I could release this song as this version that's got you know, like it had like lead guitar, bass and drums on it. Yeah. But they weren't played live. They were like played like on like a keyboard sort of thing. Yeah. And I thought, no, I can't open.
When you're listening to that back, you know it's being produced.
Yeah, I do, but obviously I do, because it, but, and like some other people with the music, some people wouldn't have a jar of glue about it. Do you know what I mean?
The average Joe wouldn't know, would they?
No, but I just thought like, there's so much more to this song than what's going on there. And then I spoke with Jose, and then the minute we were in the room together, it was like,
he just worked.
Yeah. We worked that well together.
It's learning, so you're bouncing off other talented people.
Yeah, of course. Like Mason Owens as well. I don't know if you've ever heard of Mason Owens.
I'm going to touch on Mason in a minute.
Yeah, so
he's class, isn't he?
Mason's one of my mates.
Is he?
So Mason's actually playing lead guitar on When We're Together.
I noticed, yeah.
So Mason come out and help me. And when you've got that caliber of musicians
behind you,
helping you and just pushing you to do better things. Like, we were trying to do the harmonies for When We're Together, and I was like, I was like trying to do it, like trying to sing high, and I wasn't comfortable with it. And Mason just said to me, just keep your headphones on in the booth and just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Just grinding.
And then in the end, I was fucking made up that I'd done it. Like, so.
Fair play. That's fucking boss.
Big shout out to Mason.
Yeah, well, I'll touch on them in a minute because I just want to go through some of these. So, I want to talk about writing songs. So, when you're writing, what's your process? Do you work on lyrics, get your lyrics sorted, and then think of the music composing behind it, or do you come up with sort of a piece of music and then tie lyrics to it? What's your standard process, or is there a process?
Personally, for me, I haven't got it. I wouldn't say I do it this way, I do it that way.
Just whatever's in your head.
Like, I use the analogy that Noel Gallagher uses, so I'm robbing that off him because it's a good analogy and a good person.
Well, he's fucking successful, so it works.
Writing songs is like going fishing.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big fisherman as well.
Well, you'll be able to relate to this then. If you're not at that lake with your rod, you're not going to catch a fish. If I don't sit there with my guitar playing random shite, I won't write a song.
Yeah.
I was literally waiting for my taxi before and was trying to write one then. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like the words don't sound the best, but I feel like when I've got a nice set of chords that sound well together, I can write shit lyrics first and I can just cross them out. Yeah. And I can keep going and keep going.
That's it. I don't think there's any sort of musician or comedian for that matter, or anyone scriptwriters in the world who gets something down first time and it works.
Well, my mum's a writer. My mum's a script writer.
Oh, is she?
And the amount of drafts
that she goes through,
that she has to do before that gets put on the TV is like crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I imagine it's ridiculous. Like, there's a few lads I speak to who do screenwriting and I didn't realise what went behind it. Like, you know what I mean?
A lot of hard
scatty, innit?
Yeah.
So, as you say, you don't have any sort of standard process, but how long does it generally take you? Any of the songs you have written so far, how long has it took you to get there?
The best ones, in my opinion, that I've written, they just come to me. Yeah. They like fall out the sky to them. But there's ones that you know have potential to be, for example, like a song on an album, not necessarily a single, but like a little bit of a filler, if you like.
Yeah.
That can be a good song if produced well, and you get a lot of you concentrate and you do it properly. You can carry on writing them songs for like months.
Yeah.
Because that's not quite right or that's not quite right.
Yeah.
But then I always think it's important to take a step back when that's happening and think, right, if this is not working, start something new.
Step away from it. And
because
start something
when you've got song, I personally find it quite easy.
Yeah.
To write a song, whether it's good or bad.
Just getting it out there.
Just getting it out there. It's quite easy.
Comes natural to you.
Just throw it at me, which is a positive as well, but massive. It's also a negative. It can be a negative because when that's not happening, I'm like,
getting frustrated.
Why is this not coming to me like it was last week?
Yeah, you don't want to take it for granted, do you?
No, of course not.
And because you hear people get writer's block and that, don't they? And I can imagine that's massively frustrating. And I think you're sort of in between where you're at the start of your music career. You know, this is your first single that's being released. So you're not under massive amounts of pressure to produce and write other smash hits like some of the massive stars out there.
Only from, not anyone else, but myself.
From yourself, yeah. But you're under pressure from yourself because you want to break that mold and get out there, get into that game. So and you need to write good enough songs where you're going to make a difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't, I think that I brought this, I chose to bring When We're Together up because it's my best song.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to, I want that benchmark to be up there.
Yeah.
So now when I've just booked another day to do my second single.
Yeah.
And I'm already a bit apprehensive about it because if I don't think that it's not at the same level thing, I'm just going to be fuming with myself.
Listen, your name's against it and it's out there forever. Once it's out there, it's out there. So if you're not happy, and sometimes it's hard being your own biggest critic yourself, but you've got to do that because, as you said, I don't know yet well enough to say you're a perfectionist, but you don't want to put anything out there that you're not happy with.
No, exactly, so because that's my work.
Yeah, 100%, and it's the right way to be. Now, going back a touch, I want to talk about Mason. So, I was going to say I've noticed that Mason plays some of the guitar on it. Yeah, and I love Mason. She shouts at me all the time when I play. I'm not an Englishman. That's my favourite song, but I love Girl from Fazakli. Yeah. It fucking cracks me up all the time.
He's just like a couple of weeks ago, me and him sat in his shed, just jamming.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he was like, he was just like jamming like Girl from Fazakli and whatever, we playing together, and I was just fucking mesmerised by him. He's fucking hell.
He's so talented. And I was gonna say, like, how does it feel, sort of, do you feel benefits from surrounding yourself with people like that, who Definitely. Are talented and have got a positive attitude?
Definitely, yeah.
I don't want to go too much into his background story, but there was the article saying, you know, he used his time in prison as a sort of, you know, a springboard to jump into the music, and he's used it as a positive.
Yeah.
Now, he's, you know, omitting loads of positivity, and I can imagine that sort of just rubs off on anyone who's around him.
Well, yeah. Well, I met Mason. I was doing a bit of work in the 10th Street Social.
Yeah.
And Mason was playing guitar there.
Okay.
But another mate of mine called Michael Stokes.
Yeah.
He was playing guitar there. So
doesn't he do a lot of the Liverpool stuff as well? Is that the right fella?
Not Michael. You might think it's
long-haired fella, Stokes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm on it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he introduced me to Mason, and also Joe Maddox from the Rats.
I love the Rats. She loves the Rats as well.
The Rats are brilliant. And I was always talking about doing a single, and then when I was with these people quite a lot, I thought, you know what, I am going to do it. And I seen something on Instagram the other day, and it was like, if there's 4 people who are motivated and you're with them 4 people, you'll be the 5th.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So when you surround yourself with like-minded people, sort of it pushes you on to be
100%.
To be a better version of yourself, which I think.
Yeah, and you've got to do it. And like, going back to me starting comedy, so many years I toyed with ideas and never ever pushed myself, and I was like, like, I was too scared to get on stage. And I love being the tit, I love being the centre of attention, but performing on stage to a crowd's different. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Signed up to open mics and then shit out last minute. And then when I finally pushed myself, I was like, do you know what? The sky's the limit now. So now I was like, I want a podcast. Jumped on the podcast. The podcast is picking up. It's not massive.
No, but
I only promote it on my own socials and stuff, but it's picking up. I've had good guests on, got yourself on. And then I've had feedback from people saying, oh, you're quite professional. The amount of, you know, prep you put into it and stuff, you know, you should sort of go down the radio path. And as a teenager, I had this dream of becoming a radio presenter, but I never chased it. Life got in the way and, you know, led me down a different path. And then I reached out to KCC Live a couple of weeks ago and was like, any sort of opportunities to join the team. I had the meeting last week, and they've agreed to give me a show on the back of, you know, creating a demo and stuff. So I've created the demo. He's reviewing it tonight. I've got a meeting tomorrow, and we're going to sort out my Ofcom training. And that's since September last year. I've just jumped at it.
That's just like by pushing yourself and setting your own
just
boundaries.
Smashing barriers, yeah.
And like I've done a lot of work with, have you heard of Martin Bowen?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come to why I got introduced to him.
Yeah.
But Martin, like, picked me up off the floor at one point in my life, you know what I mean? And taught me so many things.
Yeah.
One of them being, like, your mind can be, like, your worst enemy.
100%.
And it can stop you from doing things that
you don't realise.
Yeah. And things that you love, and your mind can just be like, you're not good enough, or
put you down.
Never going to happen.
Yeah, it is horrible. And like, I don't want to go into it too much, but like, I've suffered with mental health over the years and stuff. I've had issues in my life, and then I've suffered with depression and all that, and I've come out on the other side of it, and now I'm a mental health first aider in work because I've seen what the positivity can do to people. But you watch people, and it, like, the first rule of being a mental health first aider is be non-judgmental.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking to someone and I can see that they're beating themselves up and they're their own worst enemy, it hurts me. I'm like, just come on, do you know what I mean? Like,
that's because you know what that's like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You can relate.
You're completely, you understand what's going on in that person's mind because you've been there yourself.
Yeah.
And like, you just want to be like, look, you can do it, you can, I promise you, it's fine.
Sometimes you fucking shake them, don't you?
You just want to grab them, but people find their own way, don't they?
Exactly. Now, I want to take a little step back to the music. I want to know, when did it all begin? When did you decide you could pursue music?
Is
there a single point, or...
well, when I wrote my first tune, my first tune was called Loop.
Okay.
and it's not the best, but I'm proud of it because it's my first one.
Massively.
But it was when I just got me bird.
Okay.
And we were going to Manchester or something like that. I think going to Manchester markets we were, and like
the like.
You know, like
proper
Christmas markets.
Oh, if we meant like the little knock on the
door. No.
Tracking there, boss them behind the curtains and everything, lad. I used to love them. I used to go with 50 quid and come back with like fucking Canada Goose coats and everything, like there's curtains and everything. Little special busy knock on the window. The proper Christmas market.
Christmas market. And I was like, oh, is she going to come? Is she going to like... And then it was just like, me mum was on loop.
Yeah.
And I just... I loved a tune called Loop,
That's fucking boss, that.
But when I started writing properly, when I started taking it proper serious, it was more of a coping mechanism to me.
Okay.
Because I lost like one of my best mates when I was 18.
Yeah.
In like
2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, in like a horrific way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was sort of a coping mechanism for me, and I'll play that song.
Well, Brightest Star.
Yeah,
because I know you wrote Brightest Star as a dedication to Sam.
Yeah, and
it's a lovely song. It's, you know, I've listened to it a couple of times now, and you know, you can tell it means something to you.
I know, but I was also very cautious about like this is the first time like I've come and spoke about it properly, but I was very cautious about maybe people thinking like, this is his way into
you're using music. That as a springboard.
Yeah, and like, and that again, me mind being like, and I just thought, you know what, if people think that, they can think that. But
you're right to think that, because you shouldn't feel guilty, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. But there's that many tits out there they will think that. But you just got to put them aside. Don't worry about it.
That's cool. Like, you get up and do something, then you write a tune, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't want to go into it too much, but how did Sam's death affect you?
Massively, and it still does. Do you know what I mean? It still does now, but at the time, as an 18-year-old lad, like, I was smoking loads of weed as well, which didn't help.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, you're thinking to yourself, when you're out of that age, 18, you're starting going out, you're taking whatever, drinking loads, and I was always thinking, if I was actually there seeing it, could I have done this? And you build...
Them thoughts are always going to run through your mind, but you can't sort of guilt yourself over
No, and
it.
I couldn't let it like completely control me and consume me, because it was just like...
It's not good for you.
It wasn't good for me, and that's how I met Martin Bone.
Through that?
Yeah, when my mum put me in touch with Martin. Yeah. And like I said, he picked me up off the floor, that fella. I've got nothing but...
Good way to say
love for Martin.
I love people like that, the boss. And you know what? There's so many more people in the city like that now coming out of the woodwork, and it can only do good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Unbelievable people. Now, so when that happened to Sam, you were saying like sort of getting into music. Did that make you realise how short life can be?
Yeah, definitely.
Sort of pushed you into it?
Definitely, yeah. Because I think Sam died in the October
2017.
Yeah, and I done my first gig in the June of 2018.
Yeah.
And it was just an open mic night.
Yeah.
But I remember singing Cast No Shadow by Oasis.
Yeah, that song.
And I dedicated it to Sam. And I was just like... So it was like... There was something inside of me that, like, the music was like, that sort of was spurring me on to get up and play. And then when I wrote that song one Christmas Eve. I was a bit upset and that, and I just thought, I'm going to write something. Yeah. And I wrote it, and like,
that's gone back to saying it's a coping mechanism, isn't it? Yeah, you feel emotional.
The Brightest Star is the second song I ever wrote.
Really?
The second one. And it's probably one of the best as well that I've got. You know what I mean?
But as you said, Loop means something to you because it was your first ever one.
Yeah.
But this is pulling on your heartstrings as well. Yeah, I imagine like when, I don't know, might be speaking out of line here, but when you're performing it, do you sort of think of them heavily? Do you get like flashbacks at times you had together or anything like that?
Not necessarily when I'm playing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm so in the moment of...
In the zone of playing the song, yeah.
At that time, that's just a song to me.
Yeah.
But when I watch videos back and I look at my face and stuff, I think...
You know what's going through your mind.
Yeah, like, yeah.
100%. It's again, I can't wait for you to play it because it's an absolutely amazing song, mate. Now, do you feel sort of you can set... I know you've wrote a song as a dedication to Sam, and not all your other music isn't probably going to be about Sam, but if you do go down that route, you think you can send a message to the world through music, sort of about... Because he was stabbed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're going to start like an anti-knife campaign or anything, but there's people who can send messages through music.
Definitely, yeah.
Is that something that's ever crossed your mind or not?
Yeah, I've pictured myself fucking running campaigns for music about knife crime, but I want to, in a mad way as well, I want to come away from the knife crime and sort of, you know, not come away from it, but like do that as me, Josh.
Yeah.
But as a musician, that's me music.
Yeah.
But sending a message wise, I think, I'd love to do that.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying about sort of separating the two, because as you said, people might think, oh, he's using that as a springboard, and then if you're using sort of that tragic event as, you know, I'm creating music around this, people might start thinking, oh, he's you know, piggybacking on that. Yeah. So no, I get that. So music's so important to you. Yeah. Where do you think it can take you?
Well, like you said before, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna try and take it day by day.
Do you have any sort of realistic, attainable goals of where you can go? Like, obviously, as kids, you're like, oh, I want to be a massive rock star or a footy player, and you have all these massive goals that are sort of up in the clouds.
My dream just
you're grounded.
Music, like, is still that high.
Are they?
Like, I do wanna smash it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, wanna just completely smash it. Good. But and like, you know, whether that happens or not, that.
But if you don't try, you'll
never know. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never ever know.
But on a smaller scale, I'd love to, you know, have my guitar on my back, going from country to country, from city to city, with fucking me mates, and fucking doing gigs, you know, and just making a living off doing music.
That'd be boss, wouldn't it?
And that would be
the
boss.
Ultimate dream.
Yeah, that would be the dream, but if we're talking big, I do want to fucking sell out arenas, and I do want to go and play Glastonbury.
Exactly, why not?
And because why not dream like that?
100%, mate, 100%. Now, I want to talk about your background, but before I jump off that, I just want to understand sort of the music that you loved growing up. So you've mentioned like you cover Oasis, you cover Cast and all that. Do you love the sort of Northwest local bands?
Not necessarily. Like when I was a kid, I was listening to like obviously like chart stuff and that
standard radio and all that.
Yeah. But when
did you ever get like a tape and record the radio live in your bedroom and all that? I used to have this little silver fucking CD player with a cassette, and I'd put it in and I'd just record like Juice FM and all that, and then play it back. Thinking
Juice FM, remember that?
But I was a pure fucking DJ in my bedroom, lad. It was funny. It was mad.
I never used to do that.
I was sad bastard.
But with when I started it was in the summer. I was going into year 10, like 15, something like that. I listened to the Master Plan album by Oasis, and I remember listening to Talk Tonight.
Tune.
And the words are like, all your dreams are made of strawberry lemonade.
Boss lyric that, innit?
And I was like, what who's the fuck's this? And why have I not heard
this before?
But I've got such a wide range of...
I'm the same.
I love like...
You just love music?
Yeah, I'm proper into me rap as well, like English. Like the grime sort of stuff. Yeah.
Sam.
And
your Spotify's mad, innit? I love stuff like that. I'm the same. We done a gig in Birmingham a few months back, and with car sharing, and they were like, what are you listening to? And I was like, listen, if my Spotify's on, everything's fucking on. It'll go from like Britney Spears to like fucking Slipknot and everything. It just goes through everything. Yeah, it's music.
I've been listening to loads of Lily Allen recently.
I've seen it live as well.
She's boss. And I'm reading her autobiography at the moment as well. Yeah,
is it true that she's got 3 nipples, lad?
Fuck knows.
I don't know. I heard the rumor years ago that she had 3 nipples.
I don't know about that.
That's just stuck in my mind. As if you're gonna know. Tweet a lad. Get it on Instagram now. So obviously Oasis, that album, was like a big thing for you. So massive. Where did it go from there then in terms of taste of music?
So obviously that like spiraled into like the Stone Roses,
Ian Brown.
he's
I love Fear, F-E-A-R. What a clever way to write a song, but so simple and effective, isn't it? So every lyric is F-E-A-R, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable song.
He is like a magician, but out of that band, that John Squire's my favourite.
Yeah.
Like him on a guitar.
Well, the lead always gets the sort of limelight, but yeah. Unbelievable guitar.
I've seen them twice as well.
Have you?
Seen them in Wembley, and it was just fucking amazing.
And that's lucky because you're younger than that era, so it was when they came back out, weren't it, when you went to see them?
Yeah, his voice though, bloody hell.
Talented.
Ian Brown's singing voice, it sounded like someone just like started scratching his Adam's apple when he was singing.
I feel the pain, lad.
Yeah, you could feel it.
No time. Right, so your background then. So I want to know a little bit about you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Crosby.
Did you?
Yeah, with my mum.
Whereabouts?
By Marine. On College Road,
Okay, sound. So what school did you go to?
St Michael's. It used to be called Manor.
Yeah, I'm onto it now. So where Marine is there, right, so if you come up from Marine...
And the co-op's on your left.
So so say you're coming back up towards, where like the Tesco is, by, where you get South Road.
Yeah.
And there's this St John's Road, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, there's St John's Road and then Liverpool Road.
Yeah, so if you go up towards Crosby,
did
you ever get an Alexander's milkshake, lad?
I don't get milkshakes, but I get a butty.
Oh, lad, I used to love going to fucking Alexander's and getting like a Kinder Bueno milkshake or something, lad.
Why are you from Crosby?
No. But I used to like work up them ways as well. I used to work in Parnell's on South Road.
Woke up.
Yeah. What? Have you got stories about that or something? It's a gaff, lad, right? It's a fucking horrible gaff, right? And I've got a funny story, right? There's one of the doormen on there was fucking twisted, right? He was twisted, right? And he was this unit of a fella, and he used to like get all these birds in the bar, but he drove this proper little shitty mini Metro, and he took this bird out to the bar one night and he was getting a chew off it in the car, and he said he just looked at it and she just pissed him off and he sparked her and knocked her out, lad, and he left her in the car and come back on the door. She was asleep in the Metro.
Did he get nicked or something?
I think he went to fucking jail for something else. But I was a kitchen porter in Parnell's for like 3 years.
I didn't even know they were allowed to sell food.
I don't think they are anymore, lad. It was scatty. It was a scatty place, lad. We used to fucking have a laugh. Like,
I remember going in there and I was like 16 or something like that.
It was horrible, lad.
Horrible.
I had a little moped, so I used to go to fucking Alexander's and get a butty and a little like Kinder Bueno milkshake and all that. It was fucking boss, lad. So you've got any brothers and sisters? And I've said Ollie's your brother.
Yeah, Oliver's my twin.
I was going to say he's look.
Yeah, he's
very
my
alike.
Twin.
He's identical or just twins?
Identical twins.
Ah, yes, that's mad, that.
So, and then...
Here's me, he's look alike. He's a fucking identical, obviously.
But my dad lives in Highton.
Okay.
So I've got brothers and sisters with my dad's side and
okay.
brother and sister with my mum's side. So I've got one sister.
And you're close to them all as well?
Yeah, dead close.
Right.
So I've got Phoebe on my mum's side.
Yeah.
And then obviously Oliver as well. And then on my dad's side, I've got Daniel, my other brother.
Yeah.
Isabella, who's like my little sister. Yeah. And Bobby as well. So
decent sized family then as well.
There's quite a few of us,
boss. Is there much age difference between you all?
So between me and Oliver and Daniel is 2 years.
Yeah.
And then between me and Oliver and then our Phoebe, I think there's 7 years.
Okay.
And then our Isabella's 4. I don't want to say in case he watched this and I don't know what age. I'm sure our Isabella's year 8, so she's 12. And our Bobby's 4.
Once you get past 20, just age goes out of your head, doesn't it?
I know.
You just forget it all.
Yeah.
And it's fucking mad.
Our Bobby's 4, and he's the fucking hardest out of the lot of us. He's fucking off his head.
Swinging digs.
Well, our Bobby, we were all proper petrified of Kate, my stepmom, when we were kids. We were all shit scared of her. Like, whatever. Even like my dad was scared of it, you know what I mean? We're all just fucking shit scared of her. And our Bobby... Like she'll say something to Bobby and he'll just go...
Not asked.
Not asked to say, fucking, are you talking to me?
I'll have you,
yeah. I'll tell you.
You know what, kids have just got such fucking boss personalities and characters. It's boss like so, was there any influence, like music influence in your life growing up? Or like was there anyone in the family who played musical instruments or anything?
Not like musical instruments, but my stepdad... he was like massive into.
He just loved his music.
Yeah, like he took us to like music festivals when we were like 8, 9.
Sam, boss, yeah.
Into Latitude, and I was like 9.
Ah, that's sick, and that's just gonna live with you forever.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Once it's grained into you as an early age.
Yeah, I remember who did we what Elbow when I was like fucking 10, and like
I love Elbow.
And what like me and my mum used to love that song, Build the Rocket Boys.
Yeah.
And like that come on, and I remember being like 12. These people at the time obviously didn't know, but must have been off the barnet. You know what I mean? Obviously at a festival. I'm just sitting there like, fuck, this is boss. Like
I remember watching Elbow in the MEN, and you know, at the end when everyone wants an encore, they want more music and all that, and he'd come back out and he just went, listen, if you want me to come back out, he said, I want everyone in here to sing All You Need Is Love by the Beatles.
Yeah.
And there was like 10,000 people in there, just and the whole crowd just erupted into All You Need Is Love. And lad, the fucking hairs are standing up on my arm now thinking about it. It was unbelievable.
It's just Guy Garvey, isn't it? Yeah. He's just like, his lyrics as well. They're crazy. He's such a good lyricist as well.
Unbelievable, yeah, because it's different. It's not your standard fucking song, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's
they're like ballads, if you like, most, you know, Elbow's tunes.
Exactly. Like, They Like This, unbelievable song, but I love Grounds for Divorce. Like, there's just something about that song.
That one,
haven't you? Grounds for Divorce. It's very catchy. I think it was on. We were watching a TV show a few weeks back with my bed, and it was on, and I was like, "Oh my god, how the fuck's Elbow on this? It's mad." Where are you living now?
In Old Swan with me nan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're from sort of down here now. How come just your nan then? That's why you moved down.
Yeah. Well, I actually moved out of my mum's house when I was 16.
Okay.
I don't know. I just wanted to go and live with my nan, so I did.
And your nan's from round here, is she?
Yeah, my nan's lived in off Day Street. Well, but
it's mad down there, isn't it?
Yeah, just by Moe's, no Moe's.
Yeah.
She's just lived there since I was born.
No way. Because I grew up with loads of lads and I went to our school who were from Childers, and because that's just a few. Because you're behind the Tesco now, are you?
Yeah.
So Childers is sort of one of the streets facing like the Buckies and by Green Lane, right. And I remember one day we finished school and we were going round to one of the lads in Childers, and there was these lads hanging out of one of the apartment windows, just fucking shooting people on the street with air rifles. Like we were just fucking taking cover.
I was like,
and this half fella got it in the back of the leg. It was fucking heavy, lad.
When I was working in that 10th Street Social, over the Christmas time, like you'd finish work at like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd go to Moe's and get a packet of ciggies or something.
Lucy's and all that.
I'd just be like,
what the fuck's going on?
I just want to go home. Like,
it's mad.
Say if I'm like somewhere and someone goes, where do you live? And I go to Swan. And they're like, do you know this person or this person? I go, nah, don't go out, mate.
Yeah, I'm not leaving the house. I'm staying. Well, we finished school one night because I went to Cardleanan in West Derby. Yeah. But I grew up so Smithdown Lane, Slaughter by Town. So I had to get 2 buses. We used to get off in Old Swan and get the number 1 home. And or sometimes I'd get the 10 down Kenny. So we were walking around past the Tesco towards like Childers that way. And there was 3 of us and these like 4 lads turned up and were like, what's happening? And who's got the time there? And I was like, don't get your phone out, lad. And my mate was like, oh yeah, it's 10 to 3, lad. And he went, let me see, I don't believe you. So we went like that and he just went, confiscated, lad, and you're going to do nothing. And I just went, no, we're not. I thought we're going to get stabbed, lad. They're all fucking mad around there.
No,
I was like, left
nuts.
Scatty
Some of them are nuts, yeah.
Mad. It's right. So, Josh, the next bit, it's called Everyone Has Their Price. I'm going to throw some horrible questions your way to see what you're willing to do for the payout. It's a bit of fun. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's have it.
It's time for Everyone Has Their Price. Find out if you're nasty or nice.
Ready, lad? That's right.
Let's go.
So, for 2 mil, 2 mil's a decent amount of money, right? You've got to cut your fingers off and you can't play the guitar anymore. You doing it? No? Love it too much?
Yeah, fuck that.
That was easy. Good lad. Right, we'll move on then. How old are you?
22.
22. Okay. Did you ever watch Jackass?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Viva La Bam?
Nah.
So Bam Margera of Jackass, he had his own show, right? He's the one who's just like, he's being kicked out in the latest movie and he's caused a bit of an uproar, right? He was a professional skateboarder, but he had his own show called Viva La Bam, right?
Was that even worse than Jackass, was it?
Not really. He just used to take the piss out of his mum and dad and his Uncle Phil all the time, right? So for you to realise what this is, you need to YouTube this later when you get home, right?
Okay.
But there's a scene that I want you to replicate, right? For 250 grand. So, and you can pick a family member of your choice for this.
Right.
So, in Viva La Bam, he goes into his mum and dad's bedroom at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
He's got his guitar amp and he's got his electric guitar. He turns it up full blast and he starts playing it, but he's punching his half fella in the head as he's strumming it, lad. 250 grand and a family member of your choice, you're doing it.
Yeah, it's all Oliver.
It's your Oliver, yeah. Just smash his head in 4 a.m, lad. You need to get it on YouTube later, lad. I think it's his dad or his Uncle Phil, and he just battered him, lad, as he's playing his amp on full blast, lad. His ma's screaming and everything. It's fucking hilarious. Sound, you're 250 grand up then. Right, here's another one. Your music careers took off big time, and you're playing at Glastonbury. Right, it's the fucking dream for you. Yeah. For 750 grand, you've got to get a shower using the shit from one of the fucking Portaloos, lad, right on the centre of the pyramid stage in front of everyone.
Well, I can't play.
Yeah, you can't play, and you're getting 750 grand. You got to sit there, lad, and the crane lifts the Portaloo and pours it on you, and you're like that, like getting a wash full of shit. All cat shits everywhere.
Not doing that, like.
Lemo turds everywhere.
Nah.
I can imagine the smell, lad.
No, definitely not.
All right, last one then. I know you love Oasis.
Yeah.
And I know you prefer no.
Yeah.
For 300 grand, would you eat a pepperami out of Noel's bumhole? So just jab it in, lad, and just nibble it right up to his bullets.
Nah.
Lad, it's an easy fucking 300 grand there, lad. And it's your fucking idol. Do you even like pepperami?
Bad weirdo. You wouldn't like me after that.
Lad, I say it all the time, but when I'm writing these, she just says, why the fuck am I with you? You're horrible. Where does your mind go? And I go, I don't know. Oh, fucking hell. It's right. So you got a fair few quid there, lad. You can fucking springboard your music career.
I'll take what I got there.
So, what does the future hold for you? Have you got any sort of goals that you want to sort of reach to?
Yeah, well, it's hard. I just want to see how this single does.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see how that goes. But I've just booked into the studio again to record my second single. Yeah. And then once I've maybe done like 4 singles, I'd like to put them onto an EP.
Yeah, sound.
So that's the next 4 singles probably keep me busy for the rest of the year, I'd imagine. Yeah. And just keep writing, see what keep, you know, playing with the likes of Mason and Michael and Joe, or not even like playing with them, but keep speaking to them and
just being around them. Yeah, and you'll get ideas from them,
and
they'll get ideas from you as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about fucking sharing the knowledge, innit?
Definitely.
Knowledge is wealth. And then have you got any sort of long-term plans?
Not really, no. I try not to just think too much
far
into
ahead.
it. Yeah, just try and
it'll consume you too much then, won't
it?
Yeah,
exactly. And you know,
right.
Just want to plod on, do me tunes, writing tunes.
Good lad.
And hopefully I'll be able to play live soon.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed in the summer.
It's looking like it's fucking going there that way now, innit? Yeah. And the thing is, I don't want to get too much into fucking lockdown rules and all that because everyone talks about it too much, but this is the first time he's put dates against things. Yeah. So he's got to be held accountable. So I've got a bit of hope. So hopefully, I'll get to see you fucking play sometime soon. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. Listen, Josh, it was an absolute pleasure having you on.
Pleasure to be here, mate.
And do you want to sort of sign us off with a song?
I will, of course I will, yeah.
Do you need anything for your guitar? Or are you just going to play it into the mic? Do you want to take my mic over?
Yeah, do you want a mic? Some people say it was cruel the way you went, but you were strong and he was not my friend. You're the brightest star in the sky tonight, and will be for the rest of my life. 'Cause I'm waiting for you to call, but I know that it's all in my head. that won't stop me from remembering the things we did and said, 'cause I love you, my dear friend. And I know that you're not here no more. That's why the pain's so fucking raw. But I know you're looking down on me with a smile. We'll have a beer in a little while. I'm waiting for you to call, but I know that it's all in my head. But that won't stop me from remembering things we did and said, 'cause I love you, my dear friend. You made everyone so proud. Your smile is so loud. Brightest star in the sky tonight will be for the rest of my life. I'm waiting for you to call, but I know that it's all in my head. But that won't stop me from remembering the things we did and said, 'cause I love you, my dear friend. Nice one.
Do you want to play the single as well?
Yeah, I'll do the single now. So this one's called, is this one on, yeah? This camera. Right, so this single is called When We're Together, and it's out on the 12th of March. Let me just get me collector out. You know, if you like it, buy it, stream it, whatever you want to do, but just try and get behind it for me, because it means a world to me. So yeah, there it is, When We're Together. Are you tired of coming around with my head's in the clouds? Don't know what day it is, and I'm drifting away. What's round the corner for me and you? 'Cause I've got a dream, dreams come true. When we're together, the feeling lasts forever. When we're together, we'll fly forever and a day. When I sit and watch the time, I slowly lose my mind, because the world doesn't seem real when you're not around. I feel like the only man in this lonely town. When we're together, the feeling lasts forever. When we're together, we'll fly forever and a day. We'll watch the stars fade away. We'll watch the stars fade away. We'll watch the stars fade away. When we're together, the feeling lasts forever. When we're together, we'll fly forever and a day. one. Cheers.
Sick, lad. It was fucking boss 2 songs, them, lad. That single's unbelievable,
Thank
lad.
you.
Do you want to plug anything before we go? Any socials, anything like that?
Yeah, just follow me Instagram and Facebook, just Joshua Kane Rice _music. And yeah, again, if you like the single, go and buy it, get behind it.
12th of March.
12th of March, that's the one.
Everyone, get on him. He's fucking got a bright future ahead of him, and he's a good lad as well. Unbelievable. Thank you very much. Nice one. In a bit late. Ta-da, late.
Ta-da.